Okay, welcome back. So the idea of this segment is to start looking at the parameters window within Excel, within the toolbar, and understanding the features within this particular window. So when we go to the invoices table, which is probably a table or a view which you will be looking at frequently, we get this very interesting feature-rich parameters window. So the first drop-down available here is a preset filters drop-down. So this actually allows us to select a predefined set of conditions. So if we look at overdue receivable invoices, and again, these here are there just as an illustration to remind you that you can create your own presets and save them. You can see save preset here. So if I choose receivable invoices, I can see that a set of conditions has been automatically added here, and I can download that information directly from Xero, and here it is. Alternatively, I can create my own query. So let's go back to invoices, and the first one is a date picker, which is either custom date or last month. Well, this dropdown is similar to what we have in Xero, so you should be used to that. And the conditions which we're going to add here, we have to define whether it's an and or basically. This get additional details, by default, by the way, it's an and. By default, it's an and you'll understand why. This get additional details checkbox here is for you to retrieve information beyond what is available at header level. So what do I mean by that? So if we look at, for example, invoices, you've got certain information like invoice reference, like date, etc., like total value, like total tax, that is available at the header level. However, if you want information available at line level, which is the chart of accounts used per item, the item used, the tax code used per item, the value per line item, then you need to actually check this checkbox here. So let's ignore it for now. Let's select let's assume we want all sales invoices, so where type is equal to accounts receivable, we hit plus there, and where the status is equal to authorized, so we don't want any invoices which haven't been completed yet. And that is where we extract our first data set. Okay, so here we can also remove unnecessary columns, and the idea is that DataDear will remember this query. First of all, it will populate here endless columns, right, which you may or may not use. So there will be a specific query where you will need a specific column. So that is the idea of why these columns are not removed here initially. However, once you define what you want, let's assume that this is the data set you want to work with. So here you have now a rationalized view, and when you refresh this sheet, you can change conditions or you cannot change conditions. You can see that the columns here, the refresh is complete, and the number of columns is actually the same. So that is the introduction to the very first basic set of rules related to downloading data.